So, the San Diego Comic-Con starts next Wednesday, and we're flying out to check out the world's biggest geek jamboree. I'm here with Dave and Aid, who are coming with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's exciting us most. So, Dave, what are you really looking forward to?
Well, we were already saying about this. Interestingly, there's fewer big things on this year. There are a few big things, but we're not going to see any Transformers, for instance. That's not going to be there. I was looking forward to finding out more about Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's not going to be there.
Unless Marvel pull out a surprise at the very end, which they have done before.
Yeah, so absolutely. But as far as we know, they haven't announced that. But Marvel are going to be there in a large capacity, aren't they? Because as far as we understand, already Thor is all over the sponsorship of the town.
Yeah, they're sponsoring the lampposts, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but it is. And also Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the trams.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we know that at the panel there's going to be their Marvel panel is going to be Thor: The Dark World and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Yeah. And of course, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to be the biggest TV show out there by a mile.
Yeah, it's going to be huge, isn't it? They are previewing some other TV shows as well, aren't they? I understand we're going to see Tomorrow People.
Yeah, well, it's funny actually. If we say the film's perhaps not as big as it has been, TV-wise, I think this is the most exciting year for new TV for 5 to 6 years, because not only have we got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as the Tomorrow People, as you've just said, which for a Brit is very exciting. There's Almost Human, which is the new show from J.J. Abrams and J.H. Wyman, who's the showrunner on Fringe. Yeah. And then The Originals, which is a spin-off of the Vampire Diaries. Yeah. And then of course you've got some old returning shows like The Walking Dead.
Which is going to be... Walking Dead is always fantastic at San Diego Comic Con. It's never been less than brilliant, has it? And we're hoping to get up close with them as well. Every year we've managed to spend some time with them.
Yeah, and they just know that their audience is out there, and they really go out in force, and it's great. This is a show that was born of comics. Yeah. It's a huge comic. I mean, it's everything coming together, and they make the most of it.
Last year's press conference was hosted by Jonathan Ross and was one of the most entertaining press conferences I've ever been to in my life.
I think there are quite a few international journalists there thinking, who is this guy?
But hopefully, if it's anything like that last year, they always bring out all the cast and creators, so I'm looking forward to that. That will be amazing.
And of course, on the TV front as well, there's one show that's become very, very big over there in the last couple of years, and that's Doctor Who, which owns Hall H, has been probably the biggest show in there. And this year it's not just about Doctor Who itself, it's about an adventure in space and time. Yep. And Dave, this is important for you because
I will be making a guest star appearance as David Bradley takes to the stage on the Sunday.
He doesn't know this yet. So we're going to have Dave Bradley playing Dave Bradley playing William Hartnell.
I've got to interview him and a photograph him just for the caption potential for I've got to see him. Yeah. So David Bradley's going to be there playing the in his role as the First Doctor.
So anyone called Richard Edwards, better watch out. I'm gunning for you.
Absolutely. No, Doctor Who is huge, and it's always gratifying, I think, to see a show that we've loved for years have the same reception on the sort of rock star reception in Hall H that some of the other shows will get. I mean, it will be as big there as anything else.
I think Doctor Who costumes are as well represented as anything.
Superheroes, absolutely. Yeah, completely. What about movies? We spoke about that briefly. There are going to be some movies there. We expect to see a bit of RoboCop, for instance.
Yes, RoboCop they're showing. There's Amazing Spider-Man 2, obviously, and I think Andrew Garfield and Jamie Foxx will be there. And Entertainment Weekly's just been out with its Spider-Man 2 cover with Electro on it.
Yes, what do you make of that costume that they...
I think it's great. I mean, as much as I would like to see someone recreate a sort of lightning face mask on screen now, it wouldn't have worked, and I think it's a really good effect because I think they've gone off the Ultimates, haven't they?
Yes, yeah.
And that's cool. Also, the Hunger Games 2 will be there.
Is Jennifer Lawrence going to be there?
They said the cast, and it seems crazy to do something with the Hunger Games without Jennifer Lawrence. She's the face of the Hunger Games. And she's going to be massive. Also, Harrison Ford, I think, is going to be in Hall H.
Ender's Game, that is going to be good.
He did turn up for I think it was the first time he'd ever gone for Cowboys and Aliens a couple of years ago. I mean, obviously, he's kind of royalty. So it went down the storm.
Absolutely. Do you think you'll get to meet him this year?
God, I mean, it might not be planned. I mean, he might not know about it, but yeah.
Do you know where he's staying?
I'm working on it.
What are you looking forward to most, Dave?
Walking Dead for one, because as you know, I'm such a big fan of The Walking Dead, and I love the stands that they put there. They're so creative. But as you just said, Doctor Who for us is such a big thing. I think one of the most craziest things that we'll see is the fans who camp out 2 days before getting into Hall H to see Matt Smith and the whole cast of Doctor Who. That is just, you walk past them and it's like, but you've got 2 days to go.
Now, typically, it's the Twilight fans who have been sort of synonymous with that kind of queue for the last few years, and there's none of that this year. So
it'd be interesting to see how that plays out, because I think there will be people queuing for Doctor Who, and I think Saturday is just going to be huge. The Saturday in Hall H is kind of back all loaded, so you've got all the Fox stuff like. Well, we don't actually know what Fox is bringing yet. You've got Warner's bringing Godzilla, Marvel bringing Thor, Captain America, Hunger Games is in there. So all of the biggies, really, except for Amazing Spider-Man 2, are kind of condensed in that one day. So I think getting in on that day is going to be quite hard work.
I think the other thing that I'm really looking forward to is the whole spirit of San Diego. And it's not just the convention centre anymore, it's the whole Mardi Gras effect, the whole city. You know,
it does become like a fringe festival, doesn't it? Like
it does, and all the bars get taken over and so forth, and it's just a fantastic atmosphere. And as many conventions we've all been to all over the world, you know, there's nothing like Comic-Con and how a city embraces so well.
Well, I think it is. I think that's very interesting, because I think there was talk a couple of years ago about the Comic-Con moving to sort of LA or Vegas, and I think it's good that it's stayed in San Diego, because I mean it's a big city, it's got over 1 million people in it, but it's kind of small enough that the con can feel like it takes over, and I think that really adds to it. Or, you know, there's a kind of blast radius around the con centre where it's still
and you just see everyone dressed up and so on.
And it's like, for anyone who's seen Simon Pegg in Paul, you know, you see them in the gaslight area, and you've got thousands of people stood behind them waiting to go across the road. Yeah, exactly. And it is like that. When we first saw that, we were just going, well, that's what Comic-Con is.
That's just one thing I'm not looking forward to, actually, the tram. I really need to be on the other side of this tram. No, you're not coming past.
Actually, can I just take us inside the convention centre again? Because, of course, although you're absolutely right, most of the week will be possibly spent off the shop, the show floor. But once you're inside, there is a lot going on. And you mentioned The Walking Dead there. Of course, Future Publishing, our very own colleagues, are going to be running the Future stand, which is partnered with The Walking Dead, isn't it? So there's that to look forward to. So anyone who is there should swing by that. There's also, of course, more merchandise you can spend any money on at all. And all the biggies will have stands there. Is there anything that you've seen that you're looking forward to checking out inside the convention centre, or something you've seen before that you...
I think, last year, they had some of the Indiana Jones props there, the original props. The Lucasfilm had walked out, and they had the Ark and everything else there. And to see that was amazing. And to see the costumes, like last year we saw the Superman costume from Man of Steel. There was all the original kind of Joker and Batman costumes, and to actually walk up and think, wow, that's the original costume.
Actually, on that note, I don't think Lucasfilm. I don't know what Lucasfilm presents are going to be like, because they've got their own convention this month as well, haven't they?
Yes, the end of July in Germany. It's a celebration.
Exactly, but we do know that they're going to be like replica Stormtrooper costumes, courtesy of EFX, which are always there. Also, it's a T-shirt fans mecca as well.
Pretty much anything you want. But as Ed says, I do like seeing the actual original stuff. I've seen Back to the Future DeLoreans there.
Oh, now that's very cool. And I had Knight Rider last year as well, and the suits from Tron as well, as I recall, on Rocketeer and things. No, very cool.
But I should add, there is one thing that has really disappointed me. It's not strictly science fiction, but Anchorman doesn't look like Anchorman's going to be there.
What? In San Diego?
No, it is not classy San Diego. It is not classy at all. It starts next Thursday with the preview night on Wednesday. All very exciting, and you can find out all about it on sfx.co.uk. We'll be blogging.
Absolutely, there's going to be a button on the right hand side of the site that will take you directly to all our Comic-Con stories.
Yep. And just keep coming back, and we'll put all the news that we get up there.
Absolutely, daily video blogs.
Yep.
And of course, throughout the weekend, staying completely sober, getting 8 hours sleep every night.
Oh well, of course, that's standard.
We couldn't do it any other way.